Every neighborhood has that one babysitter. The one every parent trusts. The one every kid loves. The one who somehow convinces children to eat vegetables, which honestly should have been the first red flag. Today's story is about her. The babysitter everyone recommended. The babysitter every family relied on. The babysitter who slid so smoothly into the community that no one, and I mean no one, thought to question her. And that's exactly why she got away with what she did. For far too long. This is the story of Emily Hart, the nanny who seemed perfect, until the truth came out. And trust me, you're not prepared. Emily Hart showed up in the Willow Creek community the way all dangerous people do. Friendly, helpful, and holding a plate of homemade cookies. She was in her mid-30s, soft-spoken, always smiling. The type of person who said, "Oh gosh," instead of cussing. Suspiciously wholesome. She told neighbors she was a professional caregiver with a decade of experience working for high-profile families. But, conveniently, she couldn't list them due to confidentiality. Parents ate that up like free samples at Costco. Within weeks, Emily became the go-to babysitter. She watched kids, cooked meals, helped moms fold laundry, and even volunteered for school events. Everyone trusted her. Especially the Logan family. Meet Sarah and Daniel Logan, a classic middle-class American couple with 2 kids. First is Ava, a 6-year-old very energetic, chatty, who feared no one except bedtime. Second is Mason, a 3-year-old very sweet, clingy, and obsessed with dinosaurs. The Logans were exhausted, overwhelmed, and barely holding things together. So when Emily came into their lives like some kind of affordable Mary Poppins, they thought they'd won the lottery. Within a month, Emily was doing school pickups, grocery runs, daycare, meal prepping, bedtime routines. If parenting were a group project, Emily was carrying 97% of the workload. And the Logans trusted her so much. They didn't realize they were giving her full access to their home, and their kids, and their lives. One night, Sarah comes home early and sees something odd. Emily is sitting on the living room floor with Ava. But Ava looks uncomfortable. Quiet, which for Ava is basically a medical emergency. Emily. She snaps upright like she got caught doing something. But before Sarah can ask, Emily laughs and goes, "Oh, we were just playing a memory game." Ava's so shy when she loses. The moment passes. Sarah shrugs it off. Every parent knows that feeling, where something feels weird but you don't want to be that paranoid parent who Googles everything at 3 a.m. So she let it go. And that decision would haunt her later. 2 weeks later, Ava begins refusing to sleep alone. Mason starts waking up crying. Both kids get oddly possessive of their backpacks. And here's the weirdest part. Every time the kids misbehaved, Emily would say, "Don't worry. I'll talk to them privately." Privately. Parents do not outsource discipline to the babysitter like it's customer support. But Emily had this gentle, expert tone that made Sarah and Daniel feel like she knew better. So again they said nothing. Not yet. The real trouble started when the school counselor called Sarah. She said, "Has anything changed at home? Ava's been anxious lately." And she mentioned something strange about her babysitter. Instant fear. Instant goosebumps. Sarah, trying not to panic, asks, "What did she say?" The counselor hesitates. She said Emily tells her there are rules she can't tell her parents about. Rules. Secrets. And a 6-year-old terrified to explain. Sarah hangs up and immediately confronts Emily, who smiles like she's being accused of stealing an extra breadstick at Olive Garden. "Oh, it was just a game. You know how kids exaggerate." Again, Emily is calm, reassuring, professional. And that's why manipulators are so dangerous. They're good at sounding like the reasonable one. But this time, Sarah couldn't shake it off. Something was wrong. One afternoon, Sarah gets home early again. Emily isn't expecting her. She walks upstairs and hears whispering coming from Ava's room. She pushes the door open and finds Emily kneeling in front of Ava, holding Ava's 2 hands, whispering in a low, controlled voice. You know the rule. Don't talk about our lessons. Not even to mommy. Ava's eyes fill with tears. Sarah freezes, then explodes. What lessons? Emily jerks back like she's been electrocuted. She stammers, then suddenly switches into this calm, patronizing tone. Oh, Sarah. You're misunderstanding. I'm just helping her with boundaries. Boundaries? Ma'am, this is not therapy. This is babysitting. Sarah kicks her out of the house on the spot. No hesitation. Mama Bear unlocked. But here's the horrifying part. As Emily walks away, she says softly, almost under her breath, "You'll regret this." Sarah immediately calls the police. At first, officers treat it as a miscommunication. Babysitter disputes are common. Nothing sounded criminal. But Sarah insists they investigate. And thank goodness she did. Because when officers ran Emily Hart's name, they found no official nanny license, no record of her 10 years experience, no previous employment history, no references that checked out. And her real name, not Emily Hart. She had used 6 different aliases in 3 states. Her background included fraud, identity deception, and a sealed case involving child endangerment. Emily wasn't a babysitter. She was a serial manipulator, moving town to town, inserting herself into vulnerable families, gaining trust, then psychologically controlling the children. Not for money, not for revenge, but for power. Pattern of emotional grooming. Police track Emily to a nearby rental home. Inside they find notebooks documenting behavior experiments, recordings of children talking, and personal items she kept from past families. Disturbing. Not illegal in every aspect, but deeply disturbing. Emily is arrested on multiple charges, including child endangerment and fraud. When officers bring her in, she smiles calmly, the same gentle smile she used on the Logans. In court, the judge orders a psychological evaluation. Emily shows no remorse, no empathy. She defends her actions as educational. The Logans' children undergo therapy, and thankfully, no physical harm occurred. But emotionally, there's healing to do. And here's where the hopeful part comes in. Ava becomes brave enough to talk. She tells the therapist everything. The rules, the lessons, pressure, fear. And one day she says, "I told Mommy because I knew she would save me." That line, that pure, childlike trust, becomes the moment Sarah finally forgives herself. Emily receives multiple convictions and is barred from child-related work permanently. The community rallies around the Logan family. The kids recover. And for the first time in months, the house feels safe again. Evil doesn't always kick down the door. Sometimes, it walks in with cookies and references that sound too perfect. The Logan family trusted someone, and that trust was abused. But they fought back. They protected their children. And justice was served. If you want more stories like this, real life, deeply human and sometimes unbelievable, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and tell me in the comments, would you have spotted the red flags? Thanks for watching and stay safe out there.